An economy which is failing to provide jobs to millions of South Africans. Constant load shedding and crumbling rail infrastructure. Accelerate Cape Town says South Africa is in trouble.
South Africa, in comparison to other developing countries, has moved backwards, unfortunately, over the last few years quite rapidly. And we're starting to see that decline accelerate now. It's going to be extremely expensive and difficult to turn this around. And the longer we wait and the more we dither, the worse the situation becomes. And our prospects of recovery become slimmer and slimmer. So we really need urgent action from the President. We need a sense of urgency to start addressing some of these issues, and effectively for the President to draw a line in the sand and to say, so far and no more, and to really rebuild business confidence.
Implementing the rule of law without fear or favour, cited as critical to shape a thriving society.
There's a culture of impunity in the country where the guilty seem to continue behaving the way they always have. And this level of corruption has caused immense damage to the country. You start seeing it in our infrastructure. You see it in Eskom. So, for example, the load shedding that we've recently had. And now we're sort of getting a clearer picture of just how Eskom has been looted and just how Transnet has been looted. And this is infrastructure that the country desperately needs and desperately needs to build on. And unfortunately, not only have we not built new infrastructure, we haven't looked after the existing infrastructure. And this level of sort of criminal impunity and a culture of looting is destroying the very infrastructure that we need to build the country.
Inefficiencies at the country's ports have also been identified as a major hurdle to economic growth.
We've seen the ports being fairly dysfunctional to the extent that many shipping companies are bypassing South Africa because it just takes too long to turn around ships here. And so those ports have become quite inefficient. And of course, our airline is a complete mess. We don't really need to talk about SAA, but again, we see the effects of corruption, which oftentimes you don't see immediately, but over a number of years, that degradation starts becoming quite severe.
The organisation has welcomed the recent GBV legislation to improve the protection of women and children, but it says implementation is key to arrest the second pandemic sweeping across the country.
We can't even begin speaking about transformation when women don't feel safe leaving their homes. But the reality is women aren't even safe in their homes in this country. And so we, again, need very firm and clear consequences for those who do feel that they need to behave in that manner. And we need to start really addressing this, I think even at a school level, to start instilling in our boys and raising them to be better men.
Accelerate Cape Town says South Africa needs political leadership to give South Africans confidence and hope for a more positive future. Vanessa Puna, SABC News, Cape Town.